Hey Andrew.
How are you?
Good, how are you? What you up to?
I'm just thinking about Edmonton's water quality and what its effect is on hot water tanks in the Edmonton and surrounding areas.
Oh, and what is that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Ryan. Because Edmonton's water is very hard, there's lots of mineral and calcium content in it. And it's very important to make sure that for your residential atmospheric hot water tanks, that those are being drained once a year. Reason being is because what can happen is if the water is heating up to around 140 degrees Fahrenheit, what can happen is all those minerals will separate and collect in the bottom of the tank there. So I'm kind of drawing an imaginary tank here, but all those minerals will collect in the bottom there. And as you get a layer of sediment at the bottom of that tank, when your hot water tank is heating, you can get what's called kettling, because you have a layer of water, a layer of sediment, and then the rest of the water in the tank. When your tank starts to kettle, it rusts out the bottom, and that's one of the #1 causes of tanks to rust out and flood the basement. There's a few other components in there that can get eaten away, such as like a anode rod, which is we call it the sacrificial metal of the hot water tank, because all it is it's just a less noble metal in the tank that is designed to protect the integrity of the rest of the tank. And then there's also a dip tube, which basically forces all that cold water coming into the tank down towards the burner, and the burner heats up that cold water, and that hot water rises, and then you get what's called a convection current inside the tank. If that dip tube gets eaten away, you're going to get cold water sandwiches where you're getting like a quick spurt of hot water, then a quick spurt of cold water, because it's all just mixing at the top. It's not actually getting proper convection.
Well, how am I going to prevent this damage?
Well, with Capital Plumbing and Heating, we have a maintenance program where we come out once a year. We're doing a full inspection, and we can also take a look at the hot water tank and make sure that it's flushed for you, check the anode rod, check the dip tube, make sure those are all in good condition to lengthen the life of your hot water tank.
Cool. Thanks for the tips, Andrew.
No problem.
Wait, Andrew, I have a question. How much does something like this cost?
Well, Ryan, that's a really great question. I would have to come out to take a look at the tank first to do a full assessment, just because parts vary per tank, and we need to examine the tank first before we can give you any price. But the nice thing about Capital is we provide straightforward pricing, so you're not going to have any hidden costs or anything like that. Once I take a look at the tank, I'll be able to give you a straightforward price on everything to get that tank serviced and make sure that it's not going to break down on you.
Wait, Andrew, I have a question. If I notice one of these problems, what do I do?
You'll just need to give Capital Plumbing and Heating a call. Our number is 780-451-5666.